whenever my mom and dad, they were watching Miss Congeniality, and you know, it's the part where Miss Rhode Island is twirling fire. I looked and I was like, oh man, I have to do that. Like whatever she's doing, like I want to do that. So funny enough, that summer, my mom found in our, you know, local rec center an ad for a baton twirling class. Come try it out. So she just gave me one of her old batons and sent me off to class, little 5-year-old, really quiet, kind of shy, hair and pigtails. And I took to it like a fish to water. And so that's whenever I met my coach. Her name is Sheila Rogelski, and she has taught me up until now. Notre Dame was such an exception, and I've never experienced anything like a crowd like that at all at DKR. So that, first of all, within itself was incredible. And then to be twirling on top of it, and then that being my first game on top of that, all I could think was, you know, there's no amount of practice that can prepare me for this moment, you know? I hit the field, and I sit right in front of the goalpost, which I usually do before pregame, and I'm like, hook 'em, hook 'em, hook 'em. And then I start looking around, and my stomach is in my throat. I'm like, I am beyond nervous. Once I started going, you know, I kind of settled into it and had fun. My heart was just being pulled toward Texas, and I was like, I don't know why, but I didn't really know for sure if there was a spot open for twirling. So come to find out, the position was already filled, so I had already committed to UT, not knowing that. And then I get to UT and I have to wait. It's a waiting game. So I waited until the previous twirler, Ashley Dolan, she's amazing, until she graduated. And then I said, okay, I'm going to try out. And so really this is my first year twirling for the band, but I've been here 2 years waiting for this moment. I was on the bus coming home from work, and I got the call, and I was like, oh, this is a 512, and I answered it. And he's like, Erica, this is Dr. Hannah. We just want you to know that you're the featured twirler. And I remember just being on the bus, and I started crying, and this poor lady is looking at me, and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I have never been better. Never been better. UT is actually really unique in that sense that there's only one twirler, and I think it's so cool that like that's me, and I'm really, really grateful for it.